We all know someone who looks really strong until life asks them to move in a different way. The guy who can bench press a huge amount of weight but throws out his back gardening. The golfer who gets injured on the first swing of the season. The person who realises very quickly that they're not IKEA fit, trying to wrestle awkward boxes onto a cart, into a car, and then somehow build the furniture without needing a heating pad the next day. And honestly, for a long time, that was me too. I was fit, some might even say very fit, but I wasn't movement healthy. Now, about 12 years ago, I genuinely thought my career in the fitness industry might be over. I ended up needing 4 hip surgeries in the space of about a year. And looking back now, I can see how I got there. I had spent years moving almost entirely in straight lines. I was a sprinter growing up. I ran cross country. I taught fitness classes. I competed in aerobic competitions. And yes, that was absolutely a thing. And almost all of my movement lived in one dominant plane of motion, forward and backward, up and down. Now, I was fit, conditioned, strong in certain ways, but underneath all of that, my body wasn't as resilient as I thought it was. And that experience changed the way I think about exercise completely. One of the biggest things I've learned over the years is this. There's a difference between being muscle strong and being movement strong, and they are not always the same thing. Now, traditional strength training, it absolutely has value. I've talked about it extensively. Building muscle matters. Strength matters. But real life rarely happens in perfect gym positions. Life involves reaching, rotating, carrying, twisting, lifting awkward things, changing direction, catching yourself, moving through unpredictable positions. And if we never expose our body to those kinds of demands, eventually there can be a disconnect between how strong we look and how capable we actually are. One of the principles that really shifted my thinking is something called Davis's law. In simple terms, it means the body adapts along the lines of demand placed upon it. Your muscles adapt, your connective tissues adapt, your nervous system adapts. Your body becomes better at doing what you repeatedly ask it to do. But there's another side to that. If we repeatedly move in limited ways, our body adapts to that too. And I think sometimes we mistake repetitive fitness for complete fitness, because being strong in one environment doesn't automatically mean the body is prepared for every environment. Now, one analogy I really love is the idea of an earthquake-proof building. Most people think buildings survive earthquakes because they're rigid and stiff, but actually the opposite is true. They survive because they can move without breaking. There's flexibility, adaptability, there's play in the structure. And honestly, the human body works similarly. A resilient body isn't just strong, it's adaptable. It can tolerate different positions, different forces, different directions, different environments. That's a very different kind of strength. And this is why I talk so much about movement health, not just fitness. Because movement health is really about capability, feeling confident in your body, feeling physically competent in real life. It's being able to carry luggage, play with kids or grandkids, lift something overhead, move furniture, garden, hike, twist, bend, get up and down off the floor. All of that without constantly worrying that your body is fragile. And I think that's what most of us want, not just to look fit, but to feel capable. And honestly, this is one of the reasons I care so much about workouts that train the body in more complete ways. Not just pushing harder, not just isolated strength, but movement, balance, coordination, control, adaptability. That's a big part of what we built into MOSSA On Demand. You can stream professionally designed workouts at home on your schedule with expert coaching, motivating music, and different styles of training that help your body move better, not just work harder. If you want to explore it, you can start with a free trial at the link below. For a long time, the fitness industry focused heavily on aesthetics and isolated muscle strength. And again, building muscle, having muscle, it's important. But I think we also need to ask, can the body move well? Can it adapt? Can it tolerate life? Because strong isn't always capable, and capable feels different. Capable feels confident, resilient, free. What my injuries ultimately taught me is that movement variability matters. Multi-directional movement matters. Learning how to control load through different positions matters. Because life itself is variable, and honestly, I wish I had understood this earlier. Not because I regret my path, I don't. don't. It taught me so much, but because I think a lot of people are unknowingly training bodies that look fit while quietly becoming less adaptable. And I don't think that that has to be the story. And if you're someone who enjoys the energy of exercising with other people, I encourage you to try a live workout at one of our partner health clubs or YMCAs, because there's something powerful about moving in a room full of people, being coached, challenged, encouraged, and exposed to different ways of moving your body. Sometimes that environment helps people rediscover movement in a completely different way. We'll put a link below where you can find a location near you. So if there's one thing I hope you take away from this conversation, it's this. Being healthy and capable isn't just about how much weight you can lift or how hard you can push. It's also about whether your body can handle the real-world demands of life with confidence and resilience. Because real life doesn't happen in straight lines, and maybe real strength shouldn't either. In another session, I want to talk more specifically about what movement strength actually looks like in practice and why training in more three-dimensional ways can completely change how your body feels and functions. But for now, I'd love to know this. Have you ever had a moment where you realized you were fit, but maybe not as capable or resilient as you thought? Let me know in the comments below. And if conversations like this are helpful, grounded in movement, science, and real life, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're glad you're here.